Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to some more Arsenal stuff, Arsenal discussions, and all those things. And today, finally, is the day we can actually talk about Gyokeres. We can talk about Calafiori, of course, and we can talk about other players that actually might be joining Arsenal or might be leaving Arsenal, because today, in a way, has been, you could argue, the best day for transfer windows in Arsenal in this summer transfer window so far. Because there are news for Calafiori, and quite big ones. I'm not gonna lie, those are quite big ones. There are news about Gyokeres, who potentially something might be happening there. Who knows? We're gonna look a bit into that. There are a few players that might be leaving, so that is obviously a great thing, because we need to sell to buy by the looks of things, and that is always a good thing. So there's quite a bit of interesting stuff to talk about. Obviously, our opponents are also getting weaker, stronger. All depends how you look at it. We're gonna maybe do a small dive into that as well. But of course, before we all get into all the Arsenal stuff, hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Hope you had a good day or morning or evening, depends when you're watching this. Hope you're having a good time, and don't forget to like, because it helps the algorithm a lot. It's genuinely massive how much it helps. Subscribe if you're new around here. Genuinely, it will be fantastic if you do. You have been fantastic so far with doing that. And of course, get live interacting with chat with your questions, opinions, and stuff like that when we discuss certain topics, of course. And to be honest, let's not drag this too long. Let's dig straight in. There are some interesting stuff to talk about, and definitely it will be very interesting to see what you think about it. There was the interview with Jurrien Timber. Obviously, since everyone's in USA, many players are conducting interviews. That includes also Edu Arteta. And what Jurrien Timber has said about Arsenal and where he would prefer to play, because for Ajax he used to play right back / center back depending on times, very rarely at left back. But for Arsenal he played, well, you could say 1.5 games. One in Community Shield and half a game in Premier League. Both he started at left back, and to be honest, he was doing exceptionally well. So in the interview about the fact where he would prefer to play, Timber said, last preseason I started a lot as a left back and I enjoyed it as well, so I'm happy to play. I spoke about it with Ben White as well. I think it's good to be versatile, just to play more positions. Obviously, Arsenal, to be honest, defensive line is hella versatile. Basically, every single player in our defensive line more or less can play every single position on defense, and that's, I think, what Arteta is going for. You're also able to get more minutes then, and I think the coach can put you in more place, and I think it's nice for him as well. And I'm just hoping to play anywhere. And there have been actually rumors, and not rumors, there have been actually some hopes from certain Arsenal fans that Timber actually might be not explored, but maybe entertained to playing as number 6. Personally, I'm not sure how it would work, because he has done quite a great job and he has played at the left back. At the same time, we haven't seen him enough at left back, because in preseason you could argue he was our player of the preseason, if that's a thing. Last season, last preseason, he was incredible in the Community Shield when he was playing left back. And if you recall, as soon as he got subbed off, we pretty much 2-3 minutes later conceded a goal, making 1-0 when City scored and made it 1-0. So definitely there was something to do with that. And of course, in the first game of the season against Forest, it was very unfortunate that he got an ACL injury. But hey ho, Timber has spoken that he doesn't mind playing at left back. He actually enjoys playing there. So it will be hella interesting. But here it is, one of the big ones. Obviously, Arsenal have been linked more or less on certain times with Victor Gyokeres, with the Sesko deal not happening, Osimhen also not happening. It looks like he either staying at Napoli or moving to PSG most likely. Gyokeres had emerged, according to reports, as a certain target. And Arsenal will be sending scouts to watch Victor Gyokeres during the current Sporting pre-season friendlies, as they maintain interest in the Swedish striker and wish to see how he's holding up returning from injury. He already scored a hat-trick against Firenze in a 3-0 victory. Basically, at the end of the last season, Gyokeres got an injury. He had a small surgery on that, and he was recovering throughout the whole transfer window up until now. And he already has played one game in preseason and instantly bagged a hat-trick. So it will be very interesting to see how that's gonna happen, how it will go, whether Arsenal are gonna put in a bid or not, because I think many things solely depends on what we are gonna do in our market with selling players. Because obviously Arsenal have been linked with signing a forward in those terms, talking about wingers, about Pedro Neto, Nico Williams, who I have zero belief he will join Arsenal because he's moving to Barcelona in my opinion. Obviously there's Pedro Neto, there have been small links with Yilmaz, small links with Bakayoko and stuff like that, but no links more or less with proper strikers. And I think Arsenal, if they manage to sell Reiss Nelson and Edin Nketiah, our forward line, there is quite a bit left to be desired. Rotation wise, dangerousness wise and everything. So definitely if we go for Gyokeres, that would resolve about, I would arguably say, 80 to 85% of our attacking issues, because one of the biggest things that was missing from Arsenal last season was a goal scoring proper number 9. Now, you could say, what about backup for Bukayo Saka? But the thing is, if we sign Gyokeres, we have Gyokeres, Havertz and Gabriel Jesus to rotate through that number 9 spot, so 3 players. Mind you, Jesus has a very big experience to playing at wing, right wing and left wing. And under Pep Guardiola, he played quite a bit at right wing, And it's a big mystery to me why Arsenal, if they cannot get a proper winger, why they are not going for a striker, basically, first things first. Second of all, why we haven't signed a backup for Saka. I think there might be something into the fact that if we sell Nketiah and Reiss Nelson, we might actually have enough funds to add a bit on top of that. Even if we sell Smith Rowe, then we have money to buy Gyokeres. We could actually sign Gyokeres, play him as a number 9, and then rotate Gabriel Jesus with Bukayo Saka at that right wing. It's still a mystery to me why Mikel Arteta hasn't tested that out in general, because he just plays Bukayo Saka into the ground, and for the last 5 to 10 games, Bukayo Saka more or less feels like he's not up to pace. He's been generally drained from energy. He has below less fitness and everything. So it's a very weird one. But the thing is, if we sign Gyokeres, who will be our main number 9? Because there were reports that Kai Havertz would be that guy. And then Gyokeres would have to come on bench. And I don't think, if Arteta says that Kai Havertz will be main number 9 and you will have to be on the bench, I'm not sure he will be willing to come. Pause. So that will be a very interesting to see how that develops in that instance. Because for me, if Gyokeres comes in, he starts at number 9. I don't care that you paid 60-65 million for Kai Havertz. We have a proper number 9 and you are playing him up top. I don't care about that because we haven't had a proper striker since Aubameyang. And to be honest, Arteta hasn't bought a proper number 9. Yes, you could say he has bought Jesus, but Jesus isn't a striker. Havertz is playing up top, but he was bought as a midfielder, but it is what it is. So Mikel Arteta hasn't purchased proper number 9. So that is the big thing. Whether it's gonna happen or not, all remains, of course, to be seen. I don't want to see that. Italian football, I follow this account because I follow Serie A as well, of course. But there's already song about Calafiori. Top Gunners, I don't want to say, I'm never gonna sing a song about a player. It's just weird to me. Anyways, Fabrizio Romano has spoken on Kiwior a bit. And Arsenal have not received any approach from Inter for Jakub Kiwior. Nothing agreed even on player's side. Kiwior remains available on the market, but Arsenal now want permanent move or loan with mandatory clause. And this is something very, very weird with me. This specific specific sentence right there. Big up Pepper, Peppermint Freedom. Big up. This is a weird one. Why Arsenal at the moment are doing so many loan with mandatory buy options? It's generally like, I don't know, extra clause FC or some mandatory clause FC. Because Lokonga went with obligation, with potential to buy, with option to buy, I think it is, yeah. Nuno Tavares is going with obligation to buy. Edin Nketiah is rumored, if he goes to Marseille, it's a loan with obligation to buy. Something similar might be going for Reiss Nelson. We're gonna talk about him in a second. And also Kiwior, Arsenal would want either a permanent move instantly or loan with obligation to buy. So why all of a sudden we are loaning with obligation to buy? because that's a big gamble, because you have to include clauses that trigger the mandatory buy option at many times, because that's what we have with Nuno Tavares, who is injured, by the way. He got injured 20 minutes into the first training at Lazio, by the way, so keep an eye on that. But yeah, Kivior, it doesn't make sense to me. We signed him 1.5 years ago in January for 20 something million. Unless we get about, I don't know, about 30 to 35 million, I just don't see him getting sold. It makes no sense to sign a player and then sell him pretty much instantly when he's just a rotational player. I much rather sell Zinchenko when Calafiori comes in. Why we are selling Kivior? Zinchenko pretty much offers us nothing in the left back spot. As we all know, Arteta doesn't want to play Zinchenko in midfield, so hey ho, here we are at the moment. So it is what it is. It's hella weird because these loans with mandatory options to buy comes with big issue. Because if player goes there, stinks out the place, and you have to buy him, you look like a genius in a way. But if the player goes there, balls out there, his chance of value technically instantly increases. And instead of, let's just say, 25 million, you could have gotten 35, 40 million. It's hella weird. It can, either you shoot yourself in the leg or you look like a genius. It's a big risk as teams can just play the player one game less than clause to trigger the obligation. That is also a big thing. This is what bothers me with the Nuno Tavares deal. Because whenever he has gone out on loan, he has had some very good spells. He had that at Marseille, he had that at Forest, and then at some point he drops from the face of the earth and stinks out the place to maximum level. And genuinely, Nuno Tavares can have, let's just say, play 25 games, get maximum of 6 yellows, score 3 goals, or get, let's just say, 5 GA and something like that, or play 900 minutes, right? And it generally might come to the last day of the season. He needs, let's just say, 10 more minutes to play, or 5 more minutes to play, right? And he gets subbed on for the last 3 minutes, or he gets 1 more extra yellow and it instantly shuts down the whole obligations to buy, or he plays 1 less game and all that stuff. It's generally a massive risk in general. Usually these deals have a minimum number of appearances. Exactly. Let's just say, if he gets injured, like Nuno Tavares just did, if it's a short-term injury, okay, cool. But if you put like an option to buy or mandatory buy option on Kieran Tierney, and he has to play minimum 25 games in a season, he's never gonna do that. He hasn't played 25 games in a season for Arsenal in the league. He's always injured for about 13 to 15 or 20 games a season. It's never gonna happen. So on certain players it won't work. Not to mention the fact that he might get enough yellows so he has to miss a game. He might not get included in the squad because of certain instances. Maybe he falls out with a manager or something. Generally, so many things can go wrong. So many things can go wrong compared to things that can go right. And it's very scary in that instance. Another question I have is when the fee is decided at the end of the loan, do teams agree this now? Yeah, that's the thing. Because there are many times, isn't like Lokonga's deal, he goes there, it's an option to buy for about 15 million, right? It's an option, so it kind of makes sense. But the obligation to buy, let's just say it's 20 million, right? They decide this. But when do they decide this? Because didn't we have this with Lucas Torreira and when he went to loan? Lazio, where did he go to loan? To Serie A? Lucas Torreira, or Napoli or something. Was it? I think it was Lazio, wasn't it? He went to loan there. It was, I think, option to buy or obligation. No, it was, I think, obligation to buy. I think it was. I don't remember now on Lucas Torreira. He went there. It was about 12 million. They wanted to pay 7.5 million. Arsenal said it was a joke, and the deal fell through. And he went to Galatasaray or Fenerbahce, so to Turkey, I think it was, for half the price, basically. It's weird. Like, I think that gets agreed internally within the teams and agents. I would say when the team decides whether they're gonna buy him or not. I think it's maybe halfway through the season. Because the thing is, if you agree to the money before the season begins, the team that is selling, in this instance Arsenal, get all the pros and as many risks as possible. Because there's no situation. You're gonna get that money either way. If he stinks out the place, you're golden. If he, let's just say, does brilliantly there, you miss out on, let's just say, 5 to 10 million. Okay, cool, it is what it is. But if you have to do this at the end of the season, and he has been brilliant, there is no chance in hell you're gonna get the money you're asking for this. Because let's just say his value is 35 million. He generally is one of the team's main players, one of the leaders and everything. There's no chance we're gonna sell him for 50. They're gonna offer you 30, the same amount he's actually worth. It's very high risk in this instance. And if you agree the fee before he gets loaned out with the mandatory buy clause, all the risk is on the team that is getting him on loan. If you agree the fee, if you try to agree the fee after the season, every single risk is basically on the team that is selling him, because there are no guarantees you're gonna get what you want, because they can then haggle over this and they say, no, we don't value him that, we don't want him, we're gonna get someone else, peace out. So they are again stuck with the player they loaned out with the options to buy, and he's still on their books and they can't get rid of him. Or his contract runs out, he leaves for free, for frick's sake. It's hella weird in this instance. It's hella weird. I would love to know how this actually works properly. Should probably deep dive into this, because that could actually be kind of interesting. And then, look, Fabrizio Romano tweeted that 11 hours ago, 16 hours ago. It was tweeted by Gazzetta dello Sport, I think it is, yeah. That the Inter Milan are close, but Fabrizio instantly shut it down. So, Fabrizio actually shut down the Gazzetta dello Sport. And here it is. Exclusive for Caught Offside, who are the writers for The Athletic as well in there. Arsenal prepared to open talks with signing Victor Gyokeres for around 55 to 60 million pounds. First things first, that is music to my ears. As much as this is just a rumor, I'm not getting excited, but the fact that there are actually some talks potentially Arsenal going for number 9 when they are trying to get rid of Eddie Nketiah and Nelson and other bums in the team, I'm actually kind of excited in this instance. But I'm not trying to get carried away. Sporting still want 86 million clauses paid in full. Chelsea also wants to watch for this one, ideas. If we lose to Chelsea, if we try to get Gyokeres, I'm gonna be hella pissed. The question is, when is this true? Because this is the biggest reason. Is this true at the moment? Is this true? Perhaps we have worked out a PSR loophole. It could be an accounting trick to boost our fair play spend. If I'm not mistaken, this summer was the summer when the core ends and PSR resets, wasn't it? So we technically have only minuses for Raya deal, what we have to pay off, and Declan Rice deal, I think that hasn't been still paid off. I think there's one more payment left, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was 4 payments or 5 payments in a year and a half. So that hasn't been paid off properly. However, if we sell ESR, Nketiah, Reiss Nelson, it's pure profit. It's homegrown pure profit. That means it instantly gets fully deducted from our books, and we are not in negative numbers anymore. So that is the thing. We are negative 27 million for David Raya. Then we add 5 from Hutchinson deal, so that's 22 million. What else we are getting here? We just spent 42 million, well 37 on Calafiori. So that is technically 59 million in negative numbers. So if we have to sell to buy again, because we are already in the minuses with this one, genuinely. If we sign Gyokeres, would have to give Edu Gaspar. You should, yeah. If he signs Gyokeres, you would have to give him some props. However, you have to keep in mind the fact that this deal is more or less the same thing that's happening with Thomas Partey happened when he signed Thomas Partey, because 86 million for Victor Gyokeres is the release clauses he has in his contract. So if Arsenal pay full 86 million, Sporting can't do anything about it if Gyokeres agrees to moving to Arsenal. So you have to take that with some pinch of salt. However, Edu Gaspar would get some major flowers if, in this instance, he would negotiate a deal that would see us paying less than the release clauses, in my opinion. Then you can give him your flowers. Genuinely. That is the big thing. If we let's just pay 75 or 70 million for him, including add-ons or whatever, then Edu looks like a, well, technically genius in a sense. He gets his flowers. But if he goes there, drops 87 million, 86 million on the table, full release clauses, done, dusted, come with us, there's nothing I can do that, man. My 5-year-old can do that. He give him the money, he drops it on the table, takes the guy and goes away. That's, again, there's nothing to learn from that. Yeah, in this instance, if we get Gyokeres, let's just say for 60 to 65 million, which is 20 to 25 million below the asking price of the release clauses, yeah, then Edu gets massive flowers. Because he would negotiate a deal that is generally much, much less than the actual release clauses. Plus, yeah, but the thing is, they want this paid in full, and that is not great. And we all know how these Portuguese teams operate in transfer windows. We all know that. They are in no need to sell, genuinely, because the Portuguese teams, Sporting, Porto, Benfica, Braga, the Portuguese league have the teams that are with the most income. Yes, they sign about 50 players from South America, each about 5 to 10, sometimes more, let's just say, but mostly 5 to 10, maybe 15 million. But then, in few years, even in a year, he has a brilliant season, bang! 115 million for Enzo Fernandez, bang! 110 million for João Neves, sorry. And if you recall, Martin Jackson, Radamel Falcao, Hulk, all of these guys, they signed them for peanuts and they sold him for skyrocketing prices with inflation of 500% pretty much. Signed for 15, 20 million, sell for 100 million, 500% increase on their investment. That's how Portuguese teams operate, and that is actually quite brilliant how they manage to do that. Year in, year out. Yes, the dark side is the fact that you don't see that there are many young talents that fail, genuinely. But more often than not, they actually pull the cat out of the bag. And that is genuinely the rabbit out of the hat in this instance. And it's genuinely incredible how they do that so often. Here we go, Calafiori. We are finally there. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, Calafiori. And all that stuff. I said I'm never gonna sing a song about a player, but this is just for, well, just because I can in this instance. When Arsenal play, I have never sung a song about Bukayo Saka, Edin Nketiah, and stuff like that. About Saliba, that's a bit different, because he deserves, I can't say deserves it, it's a bit different because it's a catchy tune. About Kai Havertz, just for memes, because it's a laughable song made for him. The Saliba one, that's actually a bit different, because he actually does the things, he's actually earned it properly. About Bukayo Saka, yes, he's earned it, but I just, no thanks. I don't know, the fact is, as long as I have been an Arsenal fan, I've never had a proper attachment to a player since Henry, Bergkamp and those player days. Like proper players when we had proper ballers, not these weak wet shirts we have on the pitch half the time. And the only player throughout the years at the moment I've had is Aubameyang and Saliba. I don't even have like any connection to Bukayo Saka. I would be much more hurt if Saliba left compared to Bukayo Saka, as weird as it sounds. But that's just me, that's my preference, genuinely. I don't know, maybe I like defending more than attacking, which is ironic because I'm an attacker myself when I play whichever sport I play or have trained or have played in amateur, semi-amateur level. But it is what it is, it's a weird thing, but hey ho, here we are. Basically, paperwork between Arsenal and Bologna is finalized early this morning. Contract is ready for signature. Calafiori has been given the green light to proceed with medicals. Flight to London is expected soon. This all from Purple Panel this morning was actually true, except this part. Flight to London is expected soon. because he is joining Arsenal in the USA tour apparently, and he's gonna do the medicals in the USA. That is the only thing. Here it is. We're gonna speak on Calafiori in a bit in a second more, but here we go. Some more things about Gyokeres. We're gonna talk about a bit more about Gyokeres. Anything new here? Genuinely, he scored 43 goals last season, man. Come on, Arteta, have a brain cell. Gyokeres ticked all the boxes, but news of a move for him quite sent down in recent days. However, in his daily briefing column, journalist Fabrizio Romano, it's about the money, has claimed the North London club will be back on the hunt for Gyokeres once Nketiah's transfer to Marseille has been concluded. So, let's all gather around. Everyone throw in $10. We all gonna fly to LA, pick up Nketiah, buy him a ticket, and send him to Marseille right now. And as soon as we do that, there might be something happening in the number 9 department. Because the only thing you can argue at the moment, the main thing Arsenal need for to be proper, is a number 9. Because that is the only position that is missing from Arsenal's team. And then you can sign another midfielder in Merino or whoever. But the main thing that is missing from Arsenal's team for the last 4 years since Aubameyang left is a proper number 9. Which is still baffling me, although Arteta has never signed a number 9 for Arsenal. So it is what it is at the end of the day. We will have to wait and see how that develops. But it looks like Arsenal might go in for Gyokeres as soon as Edouard Nketiah is at Marseille. And this one was a big one as well. Came out of nowhere, but Leicester City, according to Fabrizio Romano, have started negotiations with Arsenal over Reiss Nelson for, and here we go again, just like with every other player we're trying to sell, loan deal with obligation to buy. Now, it's a weird one, but I get it. If Reiss Nelson moves to Leicester, he will get more game time. No shadow of a doubt about that. No matter what happens, he will play for them, if he goes there. And it doesn't matter if Leicester stay up this season or go down this season. Because again, he will play for them no matter what. Reiss Nelson is actually not that bad of a player as everyone deems him to be. He was actually the Bukayo Saka before Bukayo Saka burst on the scene. Bukayo Saka just developed and grinded the game out much quicker, adapted and learned much quicker than Reiss Nelson. Hence why he overtook him much more quickly. And this is the big thing. Hard work always trumps talent. Whenever it's always gonna have been like that, and it always will be like that. That's why you see half of these young ballers who look promising and have talent flop and play in English National League instead of playing for big teams. But then there are players who are playing in League 2, League 1, they grind the game out and they play in Premier League. Prime example, Ivan Toney was bagging in goals for League 1, League 2, and bang, Brentford signed him and where he is. Same goes for Jamie Vardy. Grew up, was playing in the lower leagues, and then one day he hit something, just clicked, and bang, he's in Premier League, scoring goals, championship, carrying Leicester all day long. It's just hard work always trumps talent. Anyways, back to Reiss Nelson. It looks like he might be moving to Leicester City. The question is, how much would be the fee? That is the big thing. It's all good, all fun, all great to talk about. Leicester City are negotiating with Arsenal over Reiss Nelson. Who else? Marseille are talking with Nketiah, and the personal terms have been agreed upon, and all that stuff. It's all great, all cool. As long as you don't see the money come in, means nothing. And we are just waiting for the money at the moment. Good one for you, Terence. Have a bit of a sniff. Anyways, let's move on. There's definitely going to be more about this. Something else. Loan with obligation to buy. In talks over financial terms with Arsenal. So, Leicester are confident that they can persuade Nelson if the club come to terms, as he previously has worked with Steve Cooper. Okay. Can someone refresh my memory? Yeah, exactly. This question. Oh, in under 18s. I was thinking, when has Reiss Nelson worked with Steve Cooper? And it was on the youth level. Ah, that's it. Because I was reading this during the day and generally was racking my brain. When did Reiss Nelson has ever played under Steve Cooper? It wasn't at Hoffenheim. It wasn't nowhere. And now I just got it. It was in under 19s. Ah, but anyways, it looks like Leicester are quite serious about Reiss Nelson. It would be quite amazing if he actually went there. Because he deserves to play, he deserves to do good. The thing is, he deserves it all. The issue is, he's just not on Arsenal's level anymore. Well, he hasn't been properly, but hey ho, here we are. But yeah, he's not good enough. Just putting in straight, blatant terms, he is just not good enough, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait and see what materializes in this. And this news, you may think why I'm talking about Chelsea here. Mostly because yesterday, obviously, there were massive talks that Arsenal have sent a proposal to Merino and they're talking to Real Sociedad, allegedly. Then the news came out that two midfield targets that Atletico Madrid have, what Atletico Madrid have is Conor Gallagher, which Chelsea are open to selling, and Mikel Merino. Now, if Arsenal have sent a proposal to Merino and are talking to actually to Real Sociedad, and the fact is that if he wants to step up in his career, he would come to Premier League back and prove that he can do it and everything. It also, at the end of the day, means that Atletico Madrid have held talks with Chelsea over Conor Gallagher. I know. I might be clutching at straws here, but there is a possibility of the fact that if Atletico Madrid are going for Conor Gallagher instead of their own Spanish guy who plays in their own league, it actually might mean the fact that Arsenal have actually done something with Mikel Merino that could materialize in the coming days or in the next week. There might be merit to that. Because for me as an Atletico Madrid, it would make me no sense to go for some random English guy instead of going for a Spanish our own guy. It would make no sense. So there might be something into this. Genuinely, might be something into this. Yeah, Reiss Nelson is just not good enough. Yep. What's the latest? No idea. One Love, genuinely have no idea at the moment. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't follow Chelsea as much. I'm very sorry about that. I care only about Arsenal in this instance. Genuinely only care about Arsenal in this instance. Calafiori, Ornstein. Here we go. This is the big one that's confirming everything. All agreements now in place for Calafiori to join Arsenal from Bologna. So that means we are getting our cauliflower soup. Eat your veggies, boys, because it's good for you. It's healthy for you. It will lift your spirits, your mood, and your body. And basically, I sound like a PR account for Arsenal at the moment. Be positive, believe, do this and do that, and all that crap, basically, what they try to feed us. Basically, 22-year-old defender needs to do medical plus sign a deal, but essentially everything is done. If everything goes to plan, aim is for Italy International to link up with Arsenal on USA tour. There are also rumors that Calafiori actually might be doing medicals in the USA. Just like 2 seasons ago, Zinchenko, when we signed him from City, was doing medicals in the USA. Ironically enough, City and Arsenal were having both preseason in the USA at the time. That might be the thing right there. But there's also some rumors that Calafiori might be flying to USA, do the medicals there, sign the papers, and be all that up. So basically, we are getting Calafiori, £42 million, It looks like sooner rather than later it will be a done deal. He will be an Arsenal player, and I pretty much expect him to be an Arsenal player fully and officially announced by Friday. Genuinely, this Friday or bin off, because we need to move on. We need to still sign a number 9. We still need to sign a midfielder. So Arsenal, don't be dumb. Sign Calafiori, sell Nelson, Nketiah, Ramsdale. Might as well sell Zinchenko, bin him, ban him, whatever you do with him. ESR, if you get a good offer, and go sign other players. Go sign me a number 9 in Gyokeres, for example. Go sign me a proper midfielder. Go do it. Just go do it. Because it looks like the way we are doing things, we just loaned out / sold 2 players and 1 is coming in. If we need to sell 2 more for 1 to come in, I don't think we have enough players to sell for the 3rd time to 1 more come in. Oh no, we do. That's mad. We do. But Calafiori looks like I'm expecting him by Friday to be Arsenal's at Arsenal. Genuinely, by Friday. Anything else? Ricardo Calafiori has been cleared to have an Arsenal medical, and the intention is for him to join up with the club on their current tour of the United States. That's pretty much done, confirmed. Everyone's happy, and everyone can move on to the next target. Now, Fabrizio Romano confirms Leicester set for signing, but other dead deal. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Now, agree. I need to check this. Coyg Dewberry scored a brace for Brighton in their preseason game. Why you have to put damper on things? Why you have to do this, man? Huh? We all knew he was a baller. He was become to be at least somewhat next Bukayo Saka. He would never, but there was potential. He could have been easily loaned out and then come back and be understudy for Bukayo Saka. No question in my mind. But we let him go on a free. Didn't even get a penny for him. In my opinion, easily could have sold Coyg Dewberry for 10 to 15 million. In my opinion, 100%. He was one of the highest rated youngsters in Arsenal's under-21s. Many teams wanted him, so there definitely was a market for him. Why we didn't sell him? God knows why. I'm just sitting here shaking my head. No pathway to the first team. We dropped the ball badly. Yes. And this is also the thing. Why do you think Chido Obi Martin didn't sign with Arsenal, re-sign with Arsenal, and he left Arsenal? Because of this. Exactly because of this BS we are seeing right now. We let 20 youngsters go for free. One of them was one of the highest rated youngsters in the team in Coyg Dewberry. Genuinely. Do you think Chido Obi Martin, seeing this, wants to stay here? No chance in freaking hell. He wants to go somewhere where he even can get loaned out. Because Arsenal doesn't think like that. Oh, youngsters. Maybe sign him, loan him out, and then sell him. Because how come every single club in Premier League can make money on these youngsters, but Arsenal let them go for free, let other teams sign them, and then they go for some decent actually money to other clubs? Omari Hutchinson just went for 22 million to Ipswich Town from Chelsea. That was well. 100%. If Coyg Dewberry develops and goes there with a proper mentality and actually balls out somewhat at Brighton, in about 2-3 years, I would say 35 to 45 million, he will go to Newcastle or Fulham or someone else. 100%. Just because he can and he will, but Arsenal don't see it that way. It's hella pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie. Genuinely pissing me off. Anyways, Fabrizio Romano confirms. Leicester tried to sign Matthias Sule from Juventus, the striker, the young striker they have, striker/winger. It failed, but Reiss Nelson would be a perfect Fox's signing, opinion Fabrizio Romano's report, and he's reporting that they're talking about a loan with obligation to buy. Now, whether it's gonna materialize or not, all remains to be seen. But the fact that Arsenal are trying to sell players is a massive, massive plus in this instance because we never sell, genuinely. If you look at our previous windows, we sell one player here or there. We don't try to bulk sell them and consistently sell them every market when they're not good enough. This window is completely different. It's like Chromecase have said, Edu, I don't give a crap who do you want to sign and Mikel wants at the moment. As long as you don't, now you have to prove me that you can sell, and then you get the money and sign whoever you want. We will sign on the deal and do everything, give you the money. But at first, prove me that you can sell and show me some ROI. Genuinely, just do it. I don't care how you do it, how long it takes you to do it, just do it. And then we're gonna see that you actually can do something, we're gonna give you the money. It's not a coincidence that for arguably first summer ever, Arsenal have loaned out / and sold 2 players and only then someone comes in. And Arsenal are now trying to loan out / sell 3 more players before signing someone else. We have never done that pretty much. We usually sign players and then try to maybe get rid of 1 or 2 here or there. Now we are moving completely like 180 degrees opposite direction like we used to. It's generally like that. Something is not right in the academy. Why not in the Wenger time, or I assume that's Emery, right? Or Emery. Exactly. That is the thing. It's not a coincidence as well that specifically this summer window we have let almost all youngsters go. We are signing young goalkeepers. We are signing youngsters from the scratch pretty much. And on top of that, we are revamping whole youth scout system, signing new youth scouts and doing everything. It took us only 5 years, but under Mikel Arteta, but now here we are. Let's see. Does that mean that Mikel Arteta is staying here for another 5 years because he is now implementing his system in the youth team? Who knows? And I hope not, unless he starts winning. But yeah, it will be very interesting to see. Generally, it will be very, very interesting to see. Does Ardua transfer update? He's the left-footed Ben White. What plans does Arteta have for Calafiori? Left-footed Ben White. So basically, you mean he doesn't watch football, he uses a lot of spray tan, he chills, he hates his Southgate, and, well, who's the Italian manager, whatever. So Calafiori does that? Or he actually can defend, watches football, and likes playing football? I don't get it. It's not like the left-footed Ben White. Come on, man. Chelsea remove Arsenal man from their transfer shortlist. This could be good. If it's Gyokeres, praise the Lord. And amazing picture. Amazing picture to show. That's pretty much every Arsenal fan right now when they see this, to be honest, if you ask me. Chelsea have been following our Ramsdale for the last... Yeah, Chelsea are signing another goalkeeper. Different goalkeeper, that's not Ramsdale if I'm not mistaken. So it will be very interesting to see, but Chelsea apparently are not in for Ramsdale. What's gonna happen with Ramsdale in this transfer window? Anyone got any answers in the chat who's watching right now? What's gonna happen with Ramsdale? Is it gonna drag out till the end of August and then he's gonna get loaned out? Because he's not staying, that's pretty much a guarantee more or less. He's not gonna sit on the bench another season. Nobody wants to buy him. Like, what's gonna happen with him? Genuinely, like, what's gonna happen with him? 270,000 a week Arsenal duo now think they'll leave the Emirates alongside Edu Arteta. Surely that's Reiss Nelson and someone else. Surely. Let's see. Edu Arteta. Okay. Marseille talks to send Edu Arteta from Arsenal. Yes. It's very interesting. The latest Arsenal news that drop usually are later in the evening. Like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. until midnight. It's very interesting. The Englishman who scored 6 goals in 37 appearances. What a return for 100 grand a week player. What a return. 6 goals in 37 games. Frick's sake, man. Getty is valued at 50 million by Arsenal, with reports suggesting they are using the 35 million fee paid by Monaco for Florian Balogun last summer as a yardstick for the striker's price tag, according to Graham Bailey. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I like Balogun a bit more than I like Nketiah, although Arteta never gave a chance for Balogun to prove himself in Premier League. That is the big one. 35 million for him. I would say 40 million for Nketiah in that instance seems fair. Because Balogun never kicked the ball for Arsenal. Obviously, he had a well of a season in Ligue 1. But yeah, Nketiah technically counts as England international. He has played for Arsenal, scored some clutch goals and everything. So actually, there might be actually some merit to that. As laughable as it sounds, there actually might be something onto that. I see him going on loan. Yeah, that might actually be the thing. That actually might be the thing. Ramsdale will go on loan. Balogun has done nothing since leaving, to be fair. Yeah, if you think about it, when Balogun moved to Monaco, yeah, he did almost nothing. To be honest, in League 1, yeah, 66 games. Don't let it fool you. He played one season in there. Let's see how he played under Monaco. Filter by club, AS Monaco. Let's see what he did for Monaco. So in Monaco, in 29 games, 7 goals, 6 assists. 13 goals from 29 games. Mind you, he missed about 5 penalties during the last season, if I'm not mistaken. So he could have had actually 5 more goals, if you think about it. He had an injury for 2 games. And he doesn't play that much. Because Ben Yedder starts in front of him. And Bolo starts in front of him. Minamino, I think, also plays in front of him. They play a weird system where there's not always room for all the attackers. That's one thing. But yeah, look at this. He doesn't always play full 90, if you think about it. He missed, I think it was against Lens or it was against Lorient, he missed 2 penalties as well. But yeah, he played 16 minutes, 24 minutes, 67. He started here. Got subbed on at halftime, started here, and again, bench, full game, full, and then full, bench, and then bench, full. He doesn't play that much on, if you think about it. On occasion, he actually doesn't play. He started 19 games and got subbed on in 10 of them. So in the 29 games, 33% of the games he comes on as a sub. He actually doesn't start that much. And his output hasn't actually been that great. 13 goals, 13 GA in 29 games. Yeah, that's to be honest, that 30-something million actually was a great deal in that instance, if you think about it. That was actually a great deal, to be honest, if you think about it that way. Who else? Kivior we talk. Ooh! Tierney and Zinchenko think they will leave this Arsenal this summer. Oh, please, I beg. Yeet Zinchenko to another galaxy for all I care. According to Team Talk, both Tierney and Zinchenko fully expect Arsenal to let them go this summer. Tierney makes sense, because every single fan in their world thinks he's too injury prone. Mind you, if you look at the facts actually in the injury comparisons, Zinchenko is actually more injury prone than Tierney, and Tierney is better player defensively than Zinchenko by a mile. Obviously, Zinchenko excels in passing and inverting, but the rest of the other stuff, Tierney is miles better than him. Quicker, better cross, better shooting, better defending, better positioning, better IQ in reading the play defensively, so here we are. Exactly. Let them both move. Tierney mostly because his best ability is accountability and the other best ability is availability. Unfortunately, both of these guys are not available for about 30 to 40% of the season. And if you're challenging for a title, if you're going somewhere, not good enough. Not good enough. And if we can sell them both, we could actually make about 70 million from, 60 to 70 million from this. Kivior, yeah. Selling Kivior at the moment, for me, makes 0 sense. We bought him 1.5 years ago for 20 odd million. And he has been played out of position most of the time as a left back, because he, for me, is more of a left center back. So it's very weird. I wouldn't sell Kivior. I much rather sell Zinchenko and the other guy. Exactly, let them move this way. We can cash in Zinchenko, yeah, because he's on massive amount of money. plus we could get about 30 to, let's just say 20 to 30, no, 30 to 35 million for him. Exactly. And I keep for Kivior for another year. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. See, Zinchenko, 150 grand a week to cry on the pitch. Come on, man. And Tierney, 120 grand a week. Also not great for two players who are injured for 40% of the season, and you pay them 270 grand combined per week. Per week! That is genuinely wild. That's what? 12, 13 million a season just goes to injured players for not... Okay, 12 million a season. They are injured for 40% of the season. That's about 5 million you just pay them for being injured. Imagine that. And the cost around 57 million total to sign from Celtic and Man City. Of those 57 million, we sell Tierney for about 15, 20 because we don't know how to sell. I just say 15. Zinchenko for about 30, maybe 35. That would put us at 50 to 55 million overall, if you think about it. So we could break even. Generally, we could break even, although we actually could get more if we could sell properly. Obviously, Arsenal play Bournemouth tonight. It's 3:30 a.m. UK kickoff, and as much as I am an Arsenal fan, I have no desire on a work day to be up at 3:30 a.m. Sorry, not sorry, I'm not gonna watch it. Basically, when I wake up, the game will be done. By the looks, I'm gonna wake up at 20 past 7 most likely, or something like that. Game will be done. I'm not gonna see a second of it. Gonna watch replay, of course. I'm gonna watch the whole game and see how it do, who plays, and everything. Definitely gonna catch highlights instantly in the morning. Liverpool believes 60 million pound man is capable of playing a brand new position next season. That is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Amazing. Alexander Zinchenko shares his opinions on whether Arsenal can overtake Man City soon. Just with him, no. Arsenal leads agreement with principal. Okay. Arsenal transfer news rumors. Calafiori. If we sign Broby, we might as well quit the league right now. Genuinely. Anyways, anything new to report here, or that's it? Calafiori will undergo... See, I told you! Ricardo will undergo his medicals in LA. He's not even gonna fly to UK. He's gonna join up for us in AFTV exclusive. What the load of crap is that? Anyways, he's gonna go fly to USA, do the medicals there, join the team there, and I can see him playing against Liverpool maybe. I doubt he will play against United, given how last season we almost... one of our players got leg broken by Martinez. We are. Arsenal scholars. Yeah, cool. In the past, Arsenal have failed to maximize the value of academy players, but their plan is to make use of the loan market to change that. Yeah, we all saw how that went exactly 3 weeks ago when we binned 22 young players, including Kozir Dubry, who scored 2 goals for Brighton in the first preseason game, who we easily could have sold if we had the balls for about 10 to 15 million. Arthur Okonkwo, we let him go for free. Wrexham signed him for free now. Definitely could have signed him for 5 to 10 million. There's no shadow of a doubt. Rule Walters could have been signed and others. We easily could have made about 50 to 60 million from those 22 players we instantly just binned off like nothing. Genuinely. And that is what is pissing me off. The people complain, we don't have no money. We have the money. We just don't know how to make it feels like. Arsenal are aware that the level required to go on youngsters to break into Arsenal's first team has gone up. Well, no shit. That is why the club have embarked on an aggressive recruitment drive at youth level. That is nice to see. Complete revamp of the youth system. Keep on doing that, I'm not gonna lie. They told Curtis and some AFTV guys yesterday night when they were out and about. How do you know that? Were you with them? Were you with them? Confess now. Are you a spy from AFTV? Confess. Confess now, young one. I watched the video. I know, man. I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around. I wish, huh? You want that AFTV bag, I see. Everything's about the money, right? Everything's about the money, huh? Whoa, wrong button. Let's get started. How about let's get started on selling you? How about that? Genuinely. How about let's get started on selling you? How about that? Anything else? Calafiori, missing a Reiss Nelson, something he scored or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't look like there is nothing much more to talk about for today. But yeah, wait, I'm stuck in the gloomy UK rather than sunny LA. I know the feeling, I know. We had, for about 2 weeks, we had plus 30 nearly every day outside. And tomorrow, starting tomorrow for next week, it promises only rain, storms, and all that crap. I hate it. Anyways, I guess that is it from me for you today. We've been live for nearly an hour. That's arguably a record for me because the longest stream I've done has been 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or 6 hours even. This one's not there, but for the longest time, it's quite up there. But yeah, it has been fun. It has been pleasure chatting with you, talking with you about the transfers. Hope you had a great time. If you're new around here, don't forget to like the thing. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, share it. Leave your thoughts about Arsenal transfers at the moment down in comments below. Take care. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. Hope you have a great Thursday. See you all tomorrow. Hopefully Arsenal will have signed Calafiori and someone else by the end of next week. Calafiori needs to be signed by the end of Friday. By Friday. Genuinely, I really hope it's gonna get signed by Friday. Anyways, in that note, you have been amazing. Sorry, my throat's killing me. You have been amazing. You have been fantastic. Thank you much, sir, for chilling. Have a great day and see you all tomorrow.